Morning, everybody, because it is morning. It is 4:53 a.m. where I live. I have all the cats in, fed, chores are done, apart from chickens, but Chris does chickens at like 8 o'clock. I've got Frodo here. Chris is in the bed over here with Pippin. Smeagol just came in. I think he went under the bed. Hopefully he's not going to be obnoxious. And then Lucas is in the other room, and all the other cats are outside. All the females are outside. I've had coffee, but nothing to eat. I am enthralled by this game. What's fascinating to me is that so many games have a facsimile of sort of living a life in that space, right? It's the leveling process of you going from like level 1 to level 20, level 1 to 50, whatever that journey is. God of War, Mass Effect, Dragon Age Origins. All of these games have a journey. But to me, it always feels like a game because you know you're being confined to a, say, 40 to 60 hour experience is what you're going to get out of most big RPGs. There are exceptions to that rule. Witcher 3 is a good exception. Baldur's Gate 3, good exception. You know, those are exceptions to the rule. There are lots of games I could be pointing out. It doesn't mean I don't love those games. I'm just only going to mention a couple here. This game fascinates me because it treats you like a peasant, like a literal peasant. So it's not just the fact that you're level 1. It's the fact that you're a level 1 in a time where level 1's peasants were like, you were nothing. So the idea of you start off as the blacksmith's son. What do you know how to do? Nothing. You know how to run errands for your dad. You know how to help out in the smithy. You could probably smith some things on your own, you know, but you're still probably apprenticing or at the end of an apprenticeship, somewhere in there. But you know nothing else. So we find Henry starting off on his journey like fascinated with learning swordplay from this passing soldier who does mercenary work, but he also does training in the towns he goes through. He's like, yeah, I'll teach you some sword work. Give me $150. Let's go to the field. I'll spend a couple hours with you. And from there it's like you just start off. But like, what's fascinating to me is, for example, when you try to do archery in this game, and you pull the bow back, right? It sways all over the place because you suck. Because you suck. So the only way to get rid of that is like, you have to get good with the bow. So you have to like, I'm here at the archery. I think I'm right in front of the archery. Yeah, I'm right here at the archery station because I'm training my archery. Because once you get to level 5, I've been told, I've been shown in some videos too how it works. But as you level up in this game, as you level your archery up, eventually you get better and the sway goes away. And you can actually start, you know, honing in on firing. Things like swordplay. Like right now, swordplay is extremely basic. I know, I know a handful of combos. I think I know like 3 combos. Hold on. But those were hard won. Like I had to, what would those be? My codex? No, that'd be under swords. Combat sword. Excuse me. I know wrath strike and double stab and blunt strike. So I know like these 3 combos. Excuse me. Actually, only 2 of them are applicable because I don't have a longsword yet. So I know 2. I know blunt strike and double stab because I'm using, I believe, a hunting sword right now. And every weapon has different combos, right? um, other than the bow. So you can fight with all these different weapons, and the thing is like you have to get good to get these abilities. Like you start off, all you have is this one, and then you earn some points, and you can get this one, earn some more points, whatever. Um, oh, that's right, I don't have these yet. They're grayed out. Man, it's early. I may be medicated. Anyway, you can earn your way up through the ranks here. Minimum level 8, so on and so forth. Like the the concept is amazing, and also because you just suck at the beginning, and when you go through and level up with like Captain Bernard, um, he offers to teach you new combos, and he eventually will teach you like a master strike. And everywhere I've seen online, like every tutorial I've ever seen has been like, you've got to get master strike like as quickly as you can, because it's a life changer in terms of hand to hand, or not hand to hand, but melee combat. Um, Also horsemanship. Um, as you in the beginning, the horse is very clunky to use, and then as you get better at horsemanship, the horse becomes easier to use, and you get more out of it. It's a fascinating, like, and the thing is like it's grindy as fuck. Like, honestly, this is one of the most grindy games I've played in a long time, and yet it is absolutely a blast to play. Like, I am having one of the best times I've had here. I watched somebody who just said it was like 7 months ago they did their first playthrough, and they spent 650 hours. That's like MMORPG level of hours, right? That means they played it consistently for like 6 months or however long they played it. I did like 350 or 400 hours in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and that one took me 6 months to do that because I wasn't playing it every single day. Starfield, as an example, was 350 hours, and I think I did that over the course of about 6 weeks. Um, so if I can expect to get, let's say I get 500 hours out of this game, this will definitely be something that I'm playing for the next 3 to 6 months. Um, Hang on, I got Smeagol down here. I gotta pay attention. Oh, what? Nope, nope, nope. Oh, damn it. Smeagol. Right there. Here, go ahead and give him to me. Anyway, back to my rambling bedhead thoughts. I've never played a game that felt so punishing at the beginning, but so rewarding when you accomplish these things, because it feels so good to get better at things in this game. And I think that that's part of the fun, is that you literally are nothing, and you can go from being a peasant to like, you know, a you know, in the military system. The coolest moment I've had in the game so far was when I was official when Sir was it Razadig or Radizig, whatever his name is, Sir Razagid. I forget his name. Whenever he accepted me into his service, I was like, okay, I feel really cool, because up until that point, like literally during one of the live streams, I was like bitching and moaning about the fact that I was like, there was never any like like I was literally rummaging through like barrels and shit, finding scraps thrown out from people to like survive on, and I was like, is this what life as a peasant was really like? I mean, yes, if you lived on a farm you would have simple fare, but like you had no money, and so you couldn't, what were you gonna how were you gonna pay for things? So your life was literally, you're on that little farm, or you're the tanner, or you're the blacksmith, or you're whatever, and maybe you have a small little garden, um, eh, but you're being given just enough to provide for food. So the idea behind anything beyond food is craziness. And so to see him, when he finally gets accepted into the service of you know, his father's previous lord, and suddenly he has access to armor, he has access to weapons, he has access to a horse. We talked about the horse in that in one of the live streams. I was saying that the horse in this game, if you think of it like a work truck that a construction worker has, because you know that's one of the biggest expenses you're going to have as a construction worker is you have to have tools, yes, but you have to have a truck. Like your tools are your sword and your shield and your armor. Your warhorse, on the other hand, that's how you get around. You know, that thing needs gas, it needs maintenance, it needs new shoes slash tires, new whatever, all the kit for it and everything else. That was a serious investment to put into a soldier, into a knight, because the Lord had to pay for the raising, the upkeep, the training of all of the things that go into that mount, and then all of the work effort that goes into making the swords and the armors and the shields and the arrows and the bows that the soldiers are using. Like all of that is, you know, taxes and other things pay for that, right? But it's this game has been a fascinating look into medieval life as a peasant, and I have it's been a long time since I've felt like this immersed in a game. I play a lot of video games. Baldur's Gate 3 was a super fun experience. Starfield, I loved. Cyberpunk. I mean, I get different levels of immersion from different things. But this game has a hold of me, man. It's crazy. Training practice with let's look at combos. Let's just practice a little bit. And I love the fact that you can come out here and get skill points.
If you want to really hurt your opponent, it's no use just flailing at him
and I think I can't look at it right now because I'm in a tutorial, but I think my sword is like level 3 or something. And I've read online and everything else, like they said with archery, at level 5 your bow starts swaying. At level 5 things get better across the board for all these different abilities. So I've literally just been worried about like grinding skill points. And the earliest parts of the game I was like doing quests and like going through things and like realizing, oh crap, I'm running into combat on a regular basis and I'm getting my ass kicked. This sucks. You know, what's going on here? Am I really bad at the game? And then I found out it's not that I'm bad at the game, it's that other games have always taught me that just as you level up, enemies stop doing as much damage and you start doing more. But there's never really a skill progression. And here there's a skill progression that's so deep that once you hit that wall, it's like, oh wow, that's I need to get good. So slash 3 times in a pattern. So we go up, right, down. So up. Hang on, I gotta lock onto him. So we go up slash right slash down slash.
That's it.
One time. One combo done. 1, 2, 3.
Good. Again.
1, 2, 3. Oh, I screwed that one up. So see, they're pretty tricky to get done
3 times.
Perfectly.
3 times.
1, 2, 3. Ah, see, I screwed it up again.
No. You have to strike me 3 times. 3 times.
There we go.
It. Try it once more.
It's very methodical.
All right. You can learn lots of similar techniques with every weapon. Train and practice.
Now, if you sit here and practice enough, you'll level up your abilities, and it's just feels good. What am I at in sword? I'm level 4, so I'm 40% of the way. I think we're just gonna sit here and practice with him for a bit this morning during the early parts of the live stream so that I can get good at swordplay, because I don't want to be a simple peasant. I want to get better at horse riding and swordplay and archery. I really want to have a Robin Hood style build where I'm using like a long sword, like hand and a half, 2-hand long sword slash bastard sword with a good longbow, and I want to wear like leathers, and you know, I want to be able to have that medieval fantasy. Not being the Robin Hood type character, but I'm saying the Robin Hood type outfit that you'd be thinking of, like a man who lives in the woods, you know, the ranger. So I'm going to work on that. It's been a fascinating experience so far. Let's get good. Alright, I don't care about the turning. Oh, is he about to leave? Never mind. Let's do some more training. I need one more point with the sword. I'm terrified to do with a real weapon, so we're not going to do that.
I'd like to train a bit, just lightly, with practice weapons.
Right. Let's get to it. What weapon would you like to try? I've got a bastard sword, a short sword. We can fight with poles. Whatever you fancy.
Short sword, please.
I'd like to train with a short sword, like a proper knight.
No shield.
Just on its own.
Right, lad. Grab your piece, and we'll get stuck in.
Alright, looking for the sword point.
Ow.
I don't even care if I get wailed on. I gotta get better at perfect block, too.
You'll get what for?
Alright. Oh, he dodged.
I'm over here.
Oh, he's good. Oh, I got turned around.
This won't take long.
I'm landing hits sometimes now, not very often. I managed a perfect block that time. Well, that last little bit takes a while, doesn't it? There it is. Oh, no, that's warfare. Alright, I gotta get the sword. I gotta get the sword still. We'll probably do the, we'll do one more fight if we can with real swords after the end here. Because we'll definitely get our butt kicked there, but then I can go rest at the inn. There we go. No, that's agility. Gosh darn it, I keep thinking it's sword. Haven't gotten there yet. We're grinding. Ah. I suck at blocking so bad. Oh, gosh darn, I got turned around. There we go. New level in sword. We can surrender now.
Ah, shit! Leave me be! Enough! You win!
There we go. Now, I should have... I don't know if I have any new perks. I do. So I leveled up warfare and sword. And I get to pick a new thing here. You have a greater chance of drawing your opponent's... Yeah, bloodletter, please. Absolutely want to learn that perk. So I really love the way they've done perks in this game. The way each one of these stats has its own series of perk points beneath it. So like defense, I have perfect block. I'm not very good at it, but I have it. And I can eventually, as I get better, get things like, firm grip, weapon cruncher, golem, knight in shining armor, so on and so forth. But you can see here, like, there's a minimum level. So I am level 3 at defense right now. I need to be level 4 to be able to get firm grip or weapon cruncher. So you kind of have to decide where you're going to go at that point. Then you unlock another one at level 8, so on and so forth. But I've been absolutely enjoying this system. I just got level 4 in warfare, so I just got bloodletter, which is freaking awesome. And I'm about to spend a point in sword. So what do I want next? Because I can pick a couple different things, I think. I got 3 things I can choose from. A long sword ability, a short sword ability, or a long sword ability. I'm going to grab some long sword abilities because I only have 1 so far, and I'm going to be spending most of my time with a long sword once I find one. I'm only using a hunter's sword because I have one, and things are expensive here. And no one has given me access to a long sword yet, so I'm using what I got. The rapid Zernhao from the Ox stance. Parry the opponent's strike to the side from your left shoulder and thrust the point straight to his chest. / stab. Ooh, that sounds good. Execute a Mittelhau around the opponent's blade, straight to the face. We'll do Scarmaker is the name of that one. That sounds awesome. It's / stab. I do want to learn this perk. So cool. I really like the way their perk system works. And then you have all of these. So like all of these have their own series of perks. So all of your, like horsemanship. What do you get as you get better at riding a horse? Well, you get heavy duty pony if you want. Your horse can carry more, but it's slower. Cannot be combined with racehorse, which allows your horse to be faster but carries less weight. Which I'll probably be going with faster, to be honest with you. Then you get Dreadsteed, Rider on the Storm, Strong Thighs, like Knight, like all of these cool features that you get that are underneath the Horseman. This game is super, super in-depth. So, also I have a pet. I need to use my Houndsmaster stuff more frequently with my dog. Because when I get to level 3, I can get Hunt. Oh, the charisma bonus might be better. Ooh. I can. Oh wow! At level 5, you can have your dog attack people on command. Definitely gonna want to level up my companion then. My hound. Better you get at commands, the more you'll be able to teach your 4-legged friend, and the better stats he will have. His default obedience will also increase with your level of this skill. And then it tells you when you get your perk points. Man, telling you, don't sleep on this. I was just too busy when it came out. I'm really glad to have finally given this a chance. Found a time when I could give it a chance. Like, you can even be a lockpick. Like, you can even go and become a thief character. I'm not. I'm choosing to avoid lockpicking. Because I don't want to put time into it. I would much rather fulfill my medieval fantasy of being like the Robin Hood longsword archer hunter character. I don't need to worry about lock picking. I won't be doing that kind of stuff or pickpocketing. But I have been practicing reading because I have a book. Oh, that's the other thing I could talk about while we're sitting here is like, hang on, because I forgot. Like we have the ability here. We probably need to go into. He's heading home, so we probably need to head into town as well. But I want to do this thing real quick because reading is a thing, and I have this book. I think this is a tavern down the road, if I remember correctly. I can go stay at. I know I could just travel back to the mill, but why not? We're right here. I think it's this place right here. Yeah, there's a sign out front. And you can hear the noise. I only say that because I want to be in the safety of an area before I go to read this book. Sorry, guy. So we can go into my inventory here. I have a book somewhere. Yeah, a book for agility, right? Which will give me more agility. But I can't read it. So let's check out the... Oh, I can study it now. Whoa, hang on. I guess I got good at reading the other day. Heck yeah. Let's study this until the morning. So you study books to get better at reading. Books can give you stats. Books improve your reading. I don't know how long I have to study to get more agility, but I did get 1 point of agility already. I don't know how these books work yet. Anyway, this ties into the perks though. Like, get better at reading, and you get better perks at reading. I got more agility, and I got a new level of reading.
Could do with a bite to eat.
My progress is 60%, so I can actually keep reading that book to complete it, which we'll do in a bit. Right now I need some food though, so let's see if I can't find... well, before I do that, what was my reading at? I'm a little bit into level 4. So it'll stave off hunger. Very cool. Alright, is there a food pot somewhere nearby? Why are there... I thought this was a tavern or something. And it's like the doors are locked. Boo. Well, I guess we're traveling back to the mill, Pebbles. At least I always have a home. Sleep and save. We're not gonna sleep too long. Let's sleep 4 hours. I want to go back and do more. I don't know if I have the coin to do more archery training though. Coin is hard to get at the moment and easy to spend. I did have about 400, and then I spent a bunch on different things. Worthwhile things. Is there food in the pot? There is not. Do I have anything I can cook? I do not. So I'm going to have to go to a grocer probably at some point. Alright. Put out the torch. Let's do some more reading. I want to finish up the book since we're already on it. I can only do 3 hours. Is that going to finish the book? More agility, baby. But I can't read anymore right now. I wonder if that applies to the other book I have. Because I'm only 40% into it. Is it a reading per day? Ah, it's not per book, it's per day. So there's only a certain amount of time that you're allowed to spend per day to read. So they've got a back-end system that says, no, you can't grind reading to 100 in one sitting, sir. We're going to make you do it over time. Oh, now there's something in the pot. That's cool. So now I'm satiated. Do I need to talk to her for another date? I forget.
Hey, lad. Don't you want a little wager on the rat egg tournament?
No. Don't care to wager on the tournament, brah.
You look like something the cat dragged in.
What? I'm perfectly clean.
Don't you want to do something together again?
I can't now. Come back in the evening, will you?
Friend zoned. Until tonight. Nah, the nighttime's the right time. We're here. I'm just gonna... Can we wait until the nighttime? $20 would be 8 o'clock. Let's just wait. Where is she at nighttime? There she is.
Look at you, lover boy.
How about now? Fancy a walk to the town?
It's late now, but come by earlier tomorrow.
That is frustrating. She did not specify how late. I came at 8 o'clock and she said that was too late. I think I have a save point though. I'm not gonna, I don't wanna, well, I guess we're here. So maybe she meant like 6. I got nothing else to do. Let's just, problem is you burn through food, and that's what I don't like to do, because food is a precious commodity. Worst case scenario, I have a load that I can just reload, and we'll come back later. 8 o'clock was not late. Come on now. 10 o'clock would have been late. I can't believe she complained about 8 o'clock. No, I didn't come late. She didn't specify. It's her fault, Panda. Not my fault. Specifics. That was something very difficult for me when I was dating Chris before we got married, because Mexican culture is very no one cares about the time. Literally, it is people are if you want people to start showing up at 7 o'clock for like a barbecue or something like that, you need to tell them that it starts at 5, because they will be 2 hours late every single time. No one like
God damn it, my
dentists,
stomach hurts.
dentist appointments, doctor's appointments. Dude, I had to wait 5 hours for a dentist one time. I was so fucking furious because I had an appointment. You know, I was like, my time is valuable. I took time away from streaming. I took time away from content creation to come to an appointment that I had at 10 o'clock in the morning, and the fucking doctor doesn't show up for like 5 hours. Like, he didn't even come into the building for like 4 hours. He was late because he had a surgery at another place that he was dealing with. And it's like, well, then you have fucking assistants and stuff. It was very frustrating. And then I was like, first world problems. But I get grumpy about schedules, man, because I'm very punctual. If I put everything into a Google Calendar because I forget shit. But I have a Google Calendar that has everything. It has to be programmed out. I have like 6 alarms that go off on my phone every day. That might sound obsessive compulsive to people, and it probably is a little bit. But people always ask, like, how do you do what you do every day and always put in like 16 hours? And I was like, because I adhere to a rigorous fucking schedule. It is discipline and rigor, and I have a hard time with people being late, not respecting schedules. And here it was just, that was such a hard thing to get over. I don't care about it in my personal life anymore. Like, I've just learned to adjust after like 11 or 12 years here, however long I've been here. But in my professional life, I've gotten to the point now where, like, if someone even, like, the moment someone doesn't respect my time, I just cut ties. Like, it's just like, nope, not worth my time to continue, because if you've done it once, you'll do it again. And yeah, don't have time for that shit. It says, as a Dane, 5 to 10 minutes before appointment. Yes, you need to be early. No one ever understood. I think I remember working in construction for all those years, and it was always extremely frustrating because you would have guys that would be late and not late by 5 minutes, but late by like 30 minutes, 45 minutes every day. Oh, traffic, boss. Then leave the house early like I do. Like, it's not hard. You leave 30 minutes early and you beat traffic. But you're an alcoholic, you're a drug addict, whatever, you know, people have their things and they let those things control them, and yeah, it's frustrating. Anyway, rant off. Let's try 6 o'clock this time. Let's try 5 o'clock, actually. I don't trust her. No, it's all good. It's a good rant. It's a good rant, Panda. But I've learned here, like, when Chris says, hey, let's take the day and go out to the next town over where her family lives, where her mom lives and her sisters, I know that if we're going to go do that for the day, I have to switch off my brain. Like, I just have to take that component and just turn it off. And then I leave the house, and you just have to, you know, and then it's time off, you know. Because once that work mode switch is engaged, I go. I have, you know, I've done a lot of shitty jobs in my life. I grew up on a ranch, dairy farm, construction. I never want to do construction ever again. Like, that was, I don't think that was the worst. Thanks, Agna. Appreciate the support. That was not the worst job I ever had. I remember one of the worst things I ever did when I was a kid was, this was before my dad bought a tractor with a hydraulic bucket. So we used to just have a, oh no, I'm gonna die of food. Hang on, I need to pay attention. I'm literally, my character's like wobbling because he's like, feed me. I'm rambling and not talking. So anyway, being a kid, before my dad bought a tractor with a hydraulic arm, and so we had a dairy farm. I'm gonna pause this a little bit, I don't forget. Every winter, when you bring the cows in, the way it usually works in the summertime, you bring the cows in to the barn, you milk them. While you're milking them, they piss and shit everywhere. Also, while they're waiting in the paddock to come in, they piss and shit everywhere. And you have a big concrete slab outside and drains inside, and you just wash everything down as you go. And at the end of the shift, when all the cows are out and everything else, you wash everything down, you push it all out the back, and you have a tractor. You do a lot of it by hand with these huge like shovel scrapers, but you push it all back, then you use the tractor and you scoop it all back, and then it goes off the end of this ledge down like 20 feet, and you create a big pile of cow shit, of cow manure. And that accumulates over the winter because it freezes where I grew up in Missouri. So every winter, maybe starting in November until probably, I don't remember actually, April, May, maybe March, April, somewhere. It's around this time, springtime. That all starts to thaw. And so what you then do is you have a manure spreader. You have a machine that you hook up to the tractor, and you fill it with manure, and you go out to the field and you spray that all over the field, and it fertilizes. It's the cycle of life. It's a brilliant cycle. However, the shitty part about this was that my dad did not own a hydraulic bucket for the tractor. So my brother and I would spend like 6 weeks every summer with shovels filling that manure spreader for like 10 hours a day while my dad drove the tractor around and fertilized the fields. That was the worst job I've ever done, and it sucked so bad because you would just sweat all day long. You get blisters, you smell like shit, you're breathing shit. It's just not a fun process. So when he finally got a tractor with a hydraulic bucket, it was heaven because we could just scoop it up, dump it in, scoop it up, dump it in. And it was like, yes, no more manual labor. I don't miss any of that shit. I sit in an air-conditioned room and play video games for a living. It is not hard for me to stay disciplined with this job. Farm life is hard. It is. I mean, even Chris and I right now, we don't really have a farm, but we have a homestead, right? So Chris is actually telling me that I think she's going to stop doing chickens. She told me she's going to stop raising chickens because we have enough hens. And there's a reason behind this. What you just said, farm life is hard. There's a reason for this. She has enough hens now, and we have, I think, 2 or 3 more that are getting ready to start laying eggs, that we have an excess of eggs. So we're getting more than we need to eat on a daily basis. And she has like 6 roosters on top of that. So she's getting ready to do the butcher season. The butchering season is coming up. The big thing here is we get such high temperatures in the summer, like 45 to 50 degrees Celsius. We'll be hitting those temperatures in May. May is the hot month here. May is the month where you have 45 to 50 degrees. We might even have some days where it's above 50 degrees Celsius. It gets really hot here in May. And we've done chickens 2 years in a row now, and every summer you lose chickens. Every summer you lose chickens because they can't survive the heat. You do what you can. You sprinkle water, you give them plenty of shade, you do what you can, but it's just hot. And so she's just like, I'm just not going to raise chickens anymore during the summertime because there's too much. You can't save them all. So she's getting ready to take care of the roosters. They're done. The hens stay inside. They lay their eggs. They're usually fine, but the roosters they get big and they get fat and they can't handle the heat. And then she was like, I've got enough eggs, and chickens will lay eggs for years. So she's like, I think I'm just done with that. I'm done growing the chicken herd. It's not a herd. Flock. I'm done growing the flock, and we're just gonna, we're focused on having the hens that lay eggs. That's it. And then like the cats, it's like every So it feels like every month one of our cats is getting injured because they're outside cats, and there's farm life. And then, I've still got my bandage on because I fell out the back door the other day trying to catch the cat who just had surgery. Farm life is hard, and we're only doing it on small scale. Then there's, my brother has hundreds of cattle. It's and horses. They've got, I don't remember, 5 or 6 horses. A bunch of dogs, a bunch of cats, a bunch of chickens, a bunch of ducks, a bunch of turkeys, a bunch of geese. Like, yeah, I don't, yeah, I hear you, Panda. I would prefer cooler temperatures, but um, yeah, as a general rule, people don't appreciate farmers enough. It's true. It's very true. Um, but it's a lot of work. And the bigger your operation, there's a guy I follow on TikTok. You can look him up for anybody who's interested. It's Viking Bluth. Viking Bluth, all one word. Bluth is Bluth. He's a very interesting fellow. If I remember correctly, he was a part of one of the Mormon communities or Mennonite communities, one of the Mennonite communities, I think. And then, went off and did his own thing. But he's white. And you see him and he's speaking English with no accent and you're like, what the hell is he? He's a Mexican who speaks native English because his family is from both and his girlfriend. So they're always either in Texas or in Mexico, and they have a huge ranch. And he's my brother's age. He's like 30, and they grow onions, chilies. And I started following him when he had like 8,000 people on TikTok because he was just an interesting fellow, and I was like, man, he's doing farming. He's showing all his farming stuff. This is really cool. And then he's grown now, and his TikTok is just blown up, and he's been able to his ranch is expanded. And he's got merchandise for his ranch and all this other stuff, and it's like the amount of work that he has put in to get it there. When you see that, it's like he's not just grinding the 12 hours a day because the ranch shit's never ending. It's tractors and trailers and oil and managing crews of 25 guys and the harvest season and the planting season and dealing. He had a hailstorm come through and destroy like 30% of his crop last year or the year before. Like it was horrible. That's suddenly you're wondering, how do I pay my employees, because that 30% that we just lost, we have to pay for that, and that's got to come from somewhere. People don't appreciate the farming stuff enough, and because without farmers, people wouldn't eat. They wouldn't eat. Nobody out there knows how to grow their own shit anymore, raise their own meat. Are you kidding? Chris goes out there with a machete, slits the throats of chickens so that we can have chicken breasts to eat. I know nobody in my real life, outside of maybe my family members, who would do that. Most people were like, ew, they're happy to eat the chicken buy it from the grocery store, they'll get it in the restaurant, but the act of doing it, the act of sacrificing an animal to fill your stomach, most people don't have the stomach for that. And it's a fact of life, like eat or be eaten. And it's a part of farming that farmers deal with on a daily basis. Like we were talking about this the other day. Like when I grew up, vermin are a thing in the United States, and if you're a farmer, you have to deal with vermin. So you're dealing with skunks and armadillos, and raccoons are bad. Possums, they will all come and they will eat all your grain. They'll eat all your horse food. They'll eat all of your chicken food. They will eat all of your shit. They carry rabies. So you have to have a rifle and you have to take care of them. And some things you can trap and take away, but for the most part, you are having to take care of animals. And this is why I always laugh about the vegan discussion. We're having fun this morning, aren't we? Because in order to grow a field of tofu or a field of spinach or almonds for your almond milk, you have to kill everything that moves to have a field that is a pristine harvest. Only bananas, only wheat, only, this one plant. every weevil, every snake, every mouse, everything has to be killed. Oh, well, I don't eat meat because I come on. You value life. I get that. Everyone values life, but you have to slaughter everything if you're going to plant food. And that's the farm life. Like, you are here, you're claiming your territory. Nature still wants to take everything you have. Nature will still eat you, kill you, rabies, snake bites, spider bites, mountain lions, bears, like whatever. Like, we're technically off the food chain because we developed higher thinking and speech and guns and engineering and industrialism, right? But take all that away and we're back to spears, living around a fucking campfire, trying to keep our cornfield from being eaten by snakes, while we're getting attacked by packs of wolves and animals that have rabies. If I get a cut, I don't have a tetanus shot. I'm dead in 2 weeks. Like, life is fucking brutal. Panda says never argue with a woman that trained with a machete. It's very true.
How about now? Fancy a walk to the town?
That sounds wonderful. Everyone says the Broken Wheel Tavern is the fun place to be in the evening. I want you to take me there.
Have you ever been to a tavern?
Me and my father used to stop at the tavern in the glade when he was taking the flour into town, but he never wanted to take me inside. What do you think, Hal? Shall we go?
Well, I don't see why not. But you'll have to try some ale while you're there.
I will, I promise.
Let's be going then.
It's always a trip too, because like Chris and I have been talking about this recently. Like, when you have to take an animal's life to feed yourself.
Go to taverns a lot, do you?
But then
Sometimes.
You keep other animals as
if
pets.
I want a proper meal, I have to. You wouldn't want to eat the stuff.
How does the brain?
True. I haven't forgotten that bet you
it's a
made back
complex
at Scallop
discussion.
that time.
Don't talk about those oat cakes. Fritz's belly heaves at the very mention, even now.
And that's where you go to woo wenches, is it?
Yeah, naturally. The taverns and baths are where the best ones gather.
You lout.
There's no need to take it the wrong way.
I'm not taking it any way at all.
It's all right. I'm only joking. I don't go picking up women in taverns. I prefer a different sort.
What
Do
sort
you now,
might that
Henry?
be?
Full mouth and green eyes.
You're such a...
Ha ha ha! Henry's
Come
got
on,
the
then.
moves, got the riz, buddy. Good job, Henry.
So, here we are.
Frodo!
Shall we order something?
Yes, definitely.
Frodo is
Service?
washing himself.
Ah,
He was
pair
talking
of
to me.
lovebirds. What would you like to order?
Oh shit, I should pay attention. Oh, I don't have to choose. Okay, I'm good.
Is it all right?
It's excellent.
This ale, there's no better in the province.
You know what?
What? What are you doing? Oh, no.
Oh,
Have fun, Henry.
yes. Oh, come on, be brave.
No, I've never...
Hand on my hip,
I don't even know how.
and off we go.
But really, I don't know how.
You're doing just fine.
All right. Oh,
All right.
it's fine.
They did show some pretty cool dancing happening in the trailer for the second game too.
All right. Oh, very nice. Not so bad. You wore me out.
And you said you couldn't dance.
How about a dance with a real man?
Oh, of course
How about
there's
you
gonna
leave
be
me
a
alone
bar
and bother
fight.
Someone else.
Oh, come on.
Local
it's a crime
drunk.
to waste a body like that on a scrawny boy like him. You got tits like a cow in calf.
Jesus!
That's it. I like a woman to fight before I fuck her.
What a dick!
You'll pay for that, boy.
Oh, fuck you! Have I been in a fist fight in a while?
Missed.
Leave him be, you bastard!
Here!
Oh, he got me a couple of times. Oh, Jesus! Get away, Henry!
That's gonna cost you.
Piss off.
Ah.
Fuck it.
Dude, you're pissing me off, man. How long is this fight expected to go on? Ah! Back up, Henry.
Boy, yeah.
Step back. Fucker.
Hey,
How do I do that move? That's the one I don't know how to do.
The filthy swine.
I'm gonna lose in front of my girlfriend! Ah!
Well,
Just blindly swinging now. I'm unconscious. Oh no, I got beat by the village drunk.